Meeting of the Minds. This week, Wizards of the Coast and the torch they carry known as Dungeons & Dragons. By that I mean that Wizards of the Coast may be a company that a lot of people do not like, they do not appreciate what they've done, but the fact still stands that they hold a magical torch known as Dungeons & Dragons. They are the carriers or the bearers of this torch. And we eagerly watch to see what they do with it, even those of us that don't appreciate them or the game anymore. A lot of people have but left Dungeons & Dragons. They've want nothing to do with Wizards of the Coast. But I've talked to a lot of them, and most of them are still eager to see what is done in the next iteration of Dungeons & Dragons. So the questions or the topics that I pose this week fall along the lines of what are they actually carrying? What is this that they are carrying around? What does it represent? Because, like I said, for all the people who don't like them and don't appreciate them, a lot of them are still eager to see what happens with Dungeons & Dragons. Is it just the name that they carry and that is what everyone's excited about? Is there something more behind that they are responsible for? And is this the last adventure they could possibly go on with this magical torch? Could the torch die out if this quest that they're on does not prove to be fruitful? More of a cultural question this week, but again, just in regards to what exactly is the responsibility being held by Wizards of the Coast? What does it represent? Why, even though a lot of people don't like the torch bearer, why are we still focused on the torch and eager to see what comes out of it? So that is the question for the community for the week in Meeting of the Minds. Now, a recap from not last week's, but the last Meeting of the Minds on dragons. So we had some good responses. I put up a response myself just talking about my view on dragons, and Dungeon Master Johnny put up a fantastic response, more so into the anatomy and the physiology of dragons and how they operate. It was a phenomenal video. I don't believe I've ever seen one like it for that topic at all on YouTube, so check that out. Followed by Andrew from Dawnforge Cast presenting he steps back and takes dragons as more of, it could be anything. The dragon represents, what does a dragon actually represent? That's the approach he takes. And it represents obstacles and such, so check out that video if you haven't seen it. And then Evan from EP Gellion presented his first video as a response to the dragons, and he took it from a different view and more of a Warcraft view, not World of Warcraft, but the previous Warcraft, and he presented it in a clear and concise way that was excellent as well. So dragons appear to be much more than a lot of people use them as. It appears everyone views dragons as a very, on a pedestal and a very ancient, great topic. It just seems they are not used that way in games a lot of times. So thanks for those responses to Meeting of the Minds, and respond this week with your thoughts on Wizards and the torch that they carry. Thanks for watching.